In this video, we are going to talk about 10 ways to motivate your students. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. You've spent numerous hours planning a fun lesson, and you've prepared worksheets, exercises, and reading materials. However, despite your best efforts, you have a class that can't seem to get motivated. It's a frustrating truth of teaching that we all experience lows and highs. Your class is ready to go on certain days, yet on others, you think your students were replaced with mannequins. Extrinsic and intrinsic motivation are the two types of motivation that are commonly accepted. Extrinsic motivators are those who are motivated by external benefits. Grades, scholarships, and parental praise are examples of this. These motivators are frequently more efficient in terms of time. You devise a reward, provide it, and observe the consequences. Extrinsic motivators, on the other hand, aren't very long-lasting, and research has shown that rewards typically have a negative impact on intrinsic drive. When the reward is taken away, pupils, for example, no longer perceive the value in doing the assignment. Intrinsic motivators are those who are motivated by internal rewards. The drive stems from a natural need to improve or learn about a subject, from initial interest to long-term relevance. Intrinsic motivation isn't a quick fix, but once it's in place, it tends to stick around. Because each student is unique, determining what will motivate them will take time. Here's a list of the 10 ways to motivate your students. Let's start. Number 10. Consider whole brain teaching. If you haven't heard of whole brain teaching, you should look into it. It's difficult to describe, but the basic notion is that when you teach a concept, your pupils explain it to one another. It's quite fascinating, and it definitely engages the pupils. To teach is to learn, and we must encourage students to not only study but also to teach one another in order to improve their learning. You must proceed to the tools demonstration. Consider adding components of the whole brain teaching method into your classroom, even if you don't want to adopt the complete system. Number 9. Help your students be more organized. Organizing is the key to a student's ability to study more effectively. Few things demotivate students more than doing their assignment only to lose it. So do everything you can to make their book bags, binders, lockers, and folders more organized. The teacher must teach the students how to organize themselves so that they do not run into problems while working or afterward. If the assignment appears to be excessively difficult, the learner will worry rather than learn. Check in with him on a frequent basis to ensure he isn't feeling overburdened. Number 8. Get the parents involved. A good teacher understands the triangle and works in accordance with it, which includes the teacher, the student, and the parent. This triangle is available to assist the pupil at all times. The key to assisting the student in choosing the appropriate path and carrying out the learning as it should be is parental involvement. You must know that this may appear to be difficult, but don't give up just yet. Sometimes parents who appear uninterested in assisting their children are simply at a loss for what to do. So offer them specific things to do to assist their pupil and see what occurs. And when you speak with them, remember to focus on the solutions rather than the problems. Number 7. Have one-on-one conversations. It is widely understood that discussing publicly the concerns of students in class is a recipe for disaster. It will corrupt the student and turn him into not only an arrogant but also a negative thinker. A skilled teacher knows how to deal with a student's problems and provide counseling. Pull a pupil aside and chat to them if they have a persistent problem. Ask them questions to try to figure out why they're having trouble, and what needs to change for them to be successful. Together, make a plan and then assist them in sticking to it. Words of encouragement are a simple yet frequently ignored means of thanking kids. Learners yearn for praise and acknowledgement for a job well done. Positive feedback is free, and pupils are significantly inspired when teachers recognize their accomplishments or even share their excellent work. Number 6. Be wise with your homework. Homework has always been an issue for pupils when it exceeds their capacity and takes too much time. Good teachers are continually working on it and figuring out the best answer to help the children. Having more homework does not always imply that you are learning more. As a result, only give homework that is actually valuable and required, keeping in mind the student's family time. You can focus on quality and expect more from your pupils when you limit the amount of homework you assign. Expect them to do every assignment and to face logical repercussions if they don't, ideally more than merely losing points. If at all feasible, compel them to finish the work during the day. Students might easily feel upset and disinterested if they are not given clear instructions and expectations. They want to know what's expected of them, and knowing what's expected of them keeps them motivated to finish their work. To avoid ambiguity or confusion among your pupils, make sure to explicitly lay out objectives, rules, and various classroom expectations. Number 5. Make learning fun. To make learning enjoyable, you don't have to engage in complex activities all of the time. Simply be enthusiastic about what you're teaching and let your enthusiasm show. Tell relevant stories with a dash of wit. Simply demonstrate to the students that they can accomplish it. Students appreciate learning when they feel successful. The tool of lesson preparation can be used to make learning enjoyable for pupils. They will not only love it, but it will also teach them in a genuine way. The exercises can be created via the internet or through brainstorming. It doesn't have to be all fun and games, but students who see school as a place where they can have a good time will be more motivated to do the job and pay attention. Students who struggle with motivation can benefit from adding entertaining activities or changing up class ideas to make them more interesting. Number 4. Use memory work and recitation. You probably already know that memory work has fallen out of favor in recent years, but that doesn't mean it isn't still an effective tool. When there is mental math, which means when the memory is brought into work, the pupils become progressive. Otherwise, the memory fades and the students are unable to memorize anything for lengthy periods of time. When your class recites facts or passages aloud, the kids are compelled to learn them. You also don't need to drill. You can make it exciting, dare we say, drill and thrill, if you put your mind to it. You can add variation and excitement to recitation by saying them fast, changing the pupils' voices, changing who says it, saying it throughout the day, and so on. To make the students feel at ease, the teacher must keep track of their memory work and recitation. Number 3. Make sure your students are the ones who are working. If you want your pupils to learn more, make sure they're actually working in your class rather than just listening to lectures all day. Only listening will yield fruit if it is combined with the work of the pupils in the classroom and keeps them occupied and creative all of the time. Schedule moments when the pupils are working so you may stroll around and assist them one-on-one. Another simple and effective technique to boost student engagement is to use writing to learn. You must come up with simple strategies to include writing in your classroom. How will you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? Students can see how far they've come by keeping track of their progress, and so can you. You can use this to help you plan your lessons and as feedback to show your students how far they've come. Number 2. Be extremely encouraging. Encouragement is a powerful weapon that can have a positive impact on anyone. When we meet with the kids, we discover that they require encouragement to take the next step forward. The teacher should know how to motivate students and should be well versed in all of the strategies for doing so. Students who appear to be lazy are often discouraged or irritated because they are having difficulty studying. Our words can be highly motivating, but we can also encourage them by providing one-on-one assistance and demonstrating that they can complete the task and be successful. When students understand that they are capable of even minor successes, it can make a huge difference. It's also vital to acknowledge their accomplishments and demonstrate that their hard work is paying off. So be generous with your words of encouragement. You can even go a step further and create personalized prizes and certificates. You may never realize how powerful your words of encouragement are. Number 1. Believe in them. If you don't think a student will do his job, he probably won't. So stop assuming they can't and start believing they can. For further ideas on how to achieve this and why it's so vital, you'll need to work on it and design strategies for convincing pupils that their teachers genuinely believe in them. Students want to know that their teacher is concerned about their well-being. Demonstrate a genuine want to see them succeed. Use icebreakers and other interesting activities to get to know your classmates. It will bring you and your pupils closer together and give them the courage to believe in you because they expect the same from you. When praise and feedback comes from someone who knows and respects your pupils, they will enjoy it much more. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.